my live. I made it. Hello. Apologies. A little bit late. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you are in the world. I hope you're doing well. You might remember a couple of weeks ago when things were really quiet, I said to you guys, I hope this is the calm before the storm leading up to Christmas. And I feel like we're in the storm. It's been such a big week of releases for Hot Toys. InArt has had a few things go up for pre-order tonight as well. There's a lot happening. I think we prefer it busy, I hope, unless you've got too many POs and then your wallet is hurting. So, yeah, right? It's feast or famine, that's what we say. Speaking of, I can actually hear this week. How fantastic. Doing a bit better. I'm still not without my best friend, the Strepsils, but yeah, it was not a fun week, guys. It was not a fun week, but I'm doing better, and hopefully it's onwards and upwards here, and hopefully I won't have a 1-hour coughing fit after this stream like I did last week. That was super fun. Before we get into things, I did just want to take a moment to say thoughts are with the people in the Tai Pao, I think you say, region of Hong Kong, where that awful fire has happened. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people missing and that have lost their lives from that incident, which is incredibly sad. So, yeah, that's just something that's been on my mind a little bit and that I wanted to acknowledge. And on the flip side, in the US, there was Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving to those people who celebrate. And I guess, we can all be thankful that we're here, that we're together, and that we can discuss this hobby that we're all fans of, right? So we'll focus on the positive. I guess that's all we can kind of do. So there's a lot to talk about this week. I also have tried my best to chip away at the 2 videos I'm making from Hong Kong. So there's a store tour of Powergate, which is Hot Toys' new store in Hong Kong. And I've done a new walk around Secret Base. I'm laughing because I was sick when I did that. And some of the footage is not, as they say, steady. So apologies in advance for any shaky parts. I did my best. It's all that I can do. It's all that I ever do. It's all that we ever do, right? So that's enough. Let's get into things. I've already got quite a few people in the chat hanging out with me, so I appreciate you coming and hanging out with me on this Friday. Let's read some comments. We've got Carlos, my hype man. He's the first there. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Helen and chat. Happy Black Friday as well. My goodness, Australia has embraced Black Friday. I feel like for some retailers, the entire month of November has been Black Friday, which I don't think is the intent, but hey, anything for a retail sale. So Carlos says, I'm interested to see what your thoughts are on the 89 blue and grey suit. I had to have and pre-order only to find out it sold out in minutes. Oh, okay. I didn't realize it went up for sale already. Didn't realize response would be so strong, as this was just a suit scene for 2 minutes in the movie. Also, will you discuss the BVS Armored Batman 2.0? Absolutely, we will. And what say you, Helen, of the rumors that are flying once the sale of WB is done, that Zack Snyder will be back, as well as Henry Cavill and most of the cast from BVS? I will catch the replay later. Let's not forget to hit the like button and subscribe for our dear friend Helen to get to 4K. Helen is like 130 subs away from 4K. So if you haven't subbed, I'd appreciate it. It's free. I've got some cool videos from Hong Kong coming out. Liking's always free and appreciated as well. So hopefully if you're watching, you'll drop me a like. I never remember to say it myself on the stream. So thankfully I've got people like Carlos who put the prompt in there for me to read out. But look, I'm the worst person at keeping up with news about things. So, I mean, it would be interesting. But you know what? I do feel like, as much as, yes, a lot of people liked Henry, I think a lot of people like Gal Gadot, I was a bit iffy on Batfleck. Sorry, I know he's much loved. I feel like we saw some really positive things with Superman. So there's part of me that kind of wants to see where the reboot goes. In particular, I'm really excited for the Supergirl movie with Millie Alcock. So I would hate to see some of that stuff get shelved. I feel like James Gunn came in with a plan, and I don't know that DC's had the best plan. So, I mean, I'd kind of like to see where it goes. So, I don't know. I feel like we've already started with a new Superman. And, I mean, this is where I even get nervous of, there's even been talk about what happens with, like, the Pattinson Batman world. I really hope that stays untouched because I think that's been such a win. The Penguin TV series has been fantastic. So I don't know. I feel like DC just needs to stay the course a little bit and just see where this goes. But if it's sold, who knows? I mean, they've done some crazy things. Like, I'm still a bit bummed about the way they shelved that Batgirl movie. Like, I wanted to see that. And then they just shelved it, like, for insurance or it's a tax write-off. Like, they've just done some real head-scratching things, but then they released The Flash and Blue Beetle, and Lord knows those weren't fantastic. So I can't make heads or tail of it, but I have to say, like, I was quite impressed with Superman, and it made me feel really optimistic about this next phase for DC. So they just really need to get their act together. They can't keep blowing it up and starting again, but I mean, money talks, right? I guess we'll see what happens. JB says, afternoon, Helen and fellow collectors. Hello to you, JB. I hope you're doing well. Anthony Stanfield says, Helen, you sound better this week. God, I hope so. I don't want to know how bad I sounded last week. I could barely hear last week. I know how bad I felt. I don't feel 100%. I certainly feel better. It was really funny because I was earlier today, I tried to record some voiceover for the store tours, and I just felt so out of breath. Like, I don't know what it was. Things just are better, but not 100%, hence why I still have the strepsils. I've almost finished the packet, fun fact. But yeah, thank you. I'm getting there. Keith Lee's here. Happy Black Friday, everybody. Any good deals out there? Glad you're feeling better, Helen. I'm not sure. I didn't see a heck of a lot of, I think Sideshow emailed me about some stuff, but postage is just so expensive. But I think KG Hobby posted some stuff. I know InArt, I saw posted some Black Friday info where they had some more stock of previously released figures, which I thought was interesting. I think they had the Henry Cavill Superman, they had Hermione, they maybe had Paul Atreides. There was a few, I think the Joaquin Phoenix Joker, but I've not seen anything big. Like, pop culture hasn't really done anything, and I don't know if I was expecting them to. I feel more like Boxing Day might be more when they do a sale, because that is kind of more traditionally when we have our big retail sales in Australia. So we'll see. But I know a lot of places like use your words, don't tend to do Black Friday sales. And fair enough. I think retail is a little bit hard at the moment. So Dr. Nose here. G'day, Shuri and Helen and fellow collectors. She was here meandering, and I thought she was going to hop up, but she didn't. But hopefully she joins us this week. That would be a treat. Collection Obsession is here. Hi, Helen. Glad you're feeling better. Thank you. I am glad I'm feeling better too. Her geeky side is here. Hello, everybody. Hello to you. Just back from a trip to Tokyo and newly engaged. So congratulations to you and Jim. Wishing you all the best. The Broke Collector's here, enjoying a day off. Oh, cool. Glad I could catch a live stream. Gonna build some Legos and hang out with friends. Let's do this. Oh my God. Fun fact, Broke Collector. I bought, on my first trip to Hong Kong, I bought the Lego of the Mario Brothers Piranha Plant. Do you think I've opened it and made it? Oh, of course not. Don't be silly. And I realized that the other day, and I was like, oh my God, you looked for that I don't know why I was kind of obsessed with it. I feel like because it was sold out. But I also thought it would be cool to have in my house as a like pretend house plant. But it's literally mint in box somewhere in this room, hopefully. Otherwise, I do not know where it is. Miss Batwoman's here. Happy Friday, Helen, Shuri, and everyone. Happy Friday to you. Windman's here. G'day, everyone. Glad you're on the mend. Thank you. Me too. It was I tell you what, like I got off the stream, and I'm not joking when I say I had like a coughing fit for about an hour. Like poor Shuri, like ran away. She was just like, because it's been such a barking cough, she was off. She's like, I want nothing to do with you. And then pretty much all day Saturday, all I did was cough, and it was the most miserable day almost of my life. But thankfully after that, we kind of turned a corner and we're getting there. So fingers crossed. Next week I'll be 100% fine. Oh, thank you, Helen. You're welcome. Oh, Jim's here as well. Oh, thanks, Helen. Appreciate it. I'm sure we all feel the same way. Wishing you guys all the best. I have to say, guys, I was a bit jealous because I saw in your Instagram photos that it looked like the Hot Toy stores in Japan actually had more Hot Toys merch than what they do in Hong Kong. Because, Jim, I think you had like was it like a movie masterpiece t-shirt that you showed off? And I was like, I literally went to all the Hot Toy stores in Hong Kong and I kept saying to them, like, do you have like t-shirts or things like that? And they just kept showing me things I owned. They were showing me the hats and they were showing me the pins and they were showing me the keychains. And I was like, no, I have those. Like, I want other stuff. And for some reason, they just don't have things like that in Hong Kong, which I just thought was a bit like, wouldn't you think people would just want some Hot Toys branded merch? Like, I know I did. I even very nerdily, I kept like the store bags. Like, when I bought my Daredevil figure, from that other guy from Secret Base, story was told last week. And the guy at Hot Toys was like, oh, does she want a bag? And I was like, yes, I want the bag. So I literally have things like a Secret Base bag, a Rebel Base bag. That's the kind of stuff I've nerdily kept. So it's just odd. Aside from like the Hot Toys branded hat, and they've got like the movie masterpiece hat as well, they really don't have a lot of branded merchandise there, which I think is such a missed opportunity. Jim says, wow, that's a surprise. Yeah, they had the movie masterpiece t-shirt, a Hot Toys branded one. Oh, cool. And then the hats as well. I also kept my store bag. Yeah, me too. I got really lucky that in the Secret Base hub, which is on like the ground floor of the Sino Center, the day I went, there was some nice retail customer service lady, and they had these Secret Base hub bags. And I said, oh, how much are the bags? And she's like, oh, 20 Hong Kong dollars. I'm like, oh my God, that's a steal. It's like $4 Australian. So I got one. And then the next day I thought, oh, I should get like a couple of more. And then it was a different person in the hub. And when I tried to buy the bags, he was like, oh, no, you've got to buy like 3 cos babies and then you can buy the bag. And I was like, no, but I just bought the bag on its own yesterday. And he was like, no, you didn't. And I was like, I'm pretty sure I did. There was no arguing, so I just went, okay, and I walked off. So it's a shame. I think it's a real missed opportunity. Even the Hot Toys light boxes, even them, like I would totally love a Hot Toys light box. Like, leaving money on the table, Howie, seriously. The Toy Collector's here. Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Happy Friday to you, Toy Collector. I hope you're doing well. We have a lot of newsy news to get through. But first, we've got a little bit of housekeeping. If you know, you know. I want to give a huge shout out to my channel members, the Broke Collector, AJ Agrusa, Pop Culture Living Room, who's just come in. Timing Costa, how are you? Kalimera. Costa, Suestila ena minimas IG. Thanksero amatoides. Kevin LaFranc, Aaron Broverman, Tijuana Mike, Keith Lee, Valkyrie Magnus, Miss Batwoman, Bob Dylan, and Blue Tattoo. Oh, you've answered. Okay. Amazing. One moment, please. I know it's really good viewing just watching me. Okay, awesome. We are on for Two Greek Geeks tomorrow, so make sure you check us out on Costa's channel, Pop Culture Living Room. We're going to be on at 9 a.m. Eastern in the States, which is the same time as this stream now because it's a 13-hour time difference between me and the East Coast of America. So make sure you come to Pop Culture Living Room. We'll be eating some Greek desserts. It'll be figures and fun and food and all of that good stuff. So I hope you can join us again tomorrow. Let's see how my voice holds up by the end of that stream. Costa, fun fact, I'm drinking olive leaf tea. It's very medicinal and very good for you, and I'm hoping it will help bounce me back. I don't have an olive tree. My neighbor does, and I hope he doesn't mind. I've been stealing his olive leaves to make tea. So thanks, Phil. You're a real trooper. Uncarded Reviews is here as well. We're saying Kalimera to Costa, as we do. Oh, guys. Does anyone else go on Reddit? Because there was an interesting post about William Wang on Reddit. I'm choosing not to read it because I think if it's not true, it would definitely be libel. So maybe check it out. Reddit is quite an interesting place. I do enjoy going through there, but I'm just keeping my usual reminder of buying from William Wang / One Man's Hobby. It's not a good time. You're not going to get your item. Hundreds of thousands of dollars have been lost because this guy has just disappeared. We don't know where he is. I'm pretty sure he's not coming back. And if you can file a claim to get your money back, please do. And if you've ordered the Jazz Inc. Catwoman, contact Jazz Inc., show them proof of the deposit that you paid to William, and they will honor your order. There's a number of Australian collectors that have done that. So shout out to Jazz Inc. That's a really awesome thing that they've done for the community. And I really hope that website gets taken down soon because I will keep doing this till it is. Because I'm still a little bit perplexed at how little this feels like it's being spoken about in the community. Like when Toys Wonderland stuff was going down, that was everywhere. I even feel like we hear more grumblings about pop collectibles than what we do about William Wang, and I don't get it. And I know I'm not a big channel, but my whole thing is if someone comes across my stream one day, I want them to see this PSA, that this is not a good time. Where's the Wang? Who knows? Who knows? I've never heard of that tea. Is it good? Yeah, my mum put me onto it because, you can buy like olive leaf extract as a vitamin. And then she said to me, she's like, no, just boil like leaves from an olive tree. It tastes fine. Like if you like tea and herbal teas, perfectly fine. I find it just like I do think it's quite good for your immune system, and I feel like I'm definitely trying to rebuild mine after this chest infection or whatever the heck it was. Stuffed grape leaves are awesome. Oh, dolmades. They are. They're very delicious. I do enjoy dolmades. Costa, you are a ray of sunshine in the collecting community. Happy holidays to you and your family. He is. Costa is just a delight. And as I said, make sure you tune in to see us tomorrow, Two Greek Geeks. InArt. One moment, because your girl needs to call. The frequency has reduced, but it still sounds horrible. Like Shuri was in the room and she just left. She's like, I'm sick of hearing you. So we got the photos and the pre-orders have opened for The Walking Dead Darryl Dixon. And I'll be honest, I think this is a really good looking figure. I'm still not entirely sure how much demand there's going to be for the Walking Dead IP. So I am curious to see how the pre-orders go. I did note that once again, InArt was offering free shipping on these. So I don't know if that's something that they're trying to build in to make buying from them a little bit more appealing, or whether that's a bit of a, I guess, incentive that they're dangling to help increase the pre-orders. I'm not entirely sure, but I do think this looks really nice. The rooted hair looks good. The likeness looks really good. Like, I look at this and I know exactly who it is. It's Daniel Pine from Ballerina, right? God, the likeness looks better than the actual ballerina figure and Anna de Armas. Seriously, this looks really good. The hair looks really nice. InArt, I think we can say they've got a pretty good track record with rooted hair. It often looks pretty good. Maybe not that Wonder Woman. Hopefully they're working on that as we speak. But this looks really nice. It's not the longest hair, but I think they've done a really nice job with it. A lot of detail in the face as well. And I think the outfit, it's relatively simple. It is sort of more civilian clothing, but it looks really good. The thing that I was quite impressed with as well was all the swap out forearms that you have with the tattoo details. Like, I thought that was really fantastic. I know a lot of people are really liking the idea of the seamless wrists and that little bit of realism that adds. I know with things like John Wick, when you're posing him with guns and things like that, and often the wrist is showing, I think that can make quite a bit of a difference in photography and those people who are striving for their figures to look quite realistic in photos. So I thought it was really cool that they're giving you not just swap out hands, but actually swap out forearms. Like, that's a really nice accessory there. We've got a diorama display base. That's a pretty simple one, I think. It's nothing too hugely elaborate. And then, this is what you're getting. As I said, you're getting 6, 7 swap out arms, unless that includes the ones on the figure. But still, that's a lot of variety. You've got the display base, you've got a crossbow, you've got some other weapons. I think this looks really nice. As I said, my biggest question, and I don't know if we'll ever really get any insight into what the order numbers are like for this Walking Dead line, because as I said, I do kind of question how popular it is. I think this was around $460 US. I'm trying to remember. I remember it was like $10 more expensive than the Catwoman, which I thought was interesting. I'll be honest, I thought the pricing of the Catwoman might have been a little bit lower. I'm going to speak in Aussie dollary doos for a second. Sorry, folks. Because we've had the Henry Cavill Superman and the David Corran Sweat Superman, and they were around the 550 Australian mark. So given the Catwoman doesn't come with a lot of accessories, it comes with a really simple display base, I was kind of hoping she'd be around a similar price, but she's up on Pop Culture and similar price at 1/6 kit for around 700 Australian dollars. I think it's 450 US. So a little bit more than what I was expecting, but I'm guessing that's the price of rooted hair. But I was surprised, only a $10 difference between Darryl and Catwoman, because I think he comes with more. I know the rooted hair is shorter, but I would argue probably needs a little bit more attention to detail with the different layers of the hair and that messiness. I think the Catwoman hair being all slicked back in that way, it's a pretty I don't think it's a very complex hairstyle to have to do. So I'm interested to know, what do you guys think on the pricing with these? Are you picking this up? Are you picking up either Darryl or the Catwoman? Let me know what you guys are thinking. Toy Collector says, I ended up getting him from the InArt site this morning. Looks incredible. Free shipping was a nice bonus. That's what I'm saying. I think it's clever, because I don't know how much shipping typically is from InArt, but I know that their price is not including shipping. So I have wondered, is that a carrot they're using to try to entice people to pre-order The Walking Dead? I don't know, because before with the other two, wasn't it, you had to order both of them to get the free shipping? So I think it's smart. If you're ordering all three, free shipping. And given the cost of shipping, I think for some people that would be a really big incentive. Helen, are you getting the InArt 6-scale Catwoman? Yes, I believe I will. So it was listed up on Pop Culture. I'm pretty sure that's where I'm going to order it from. And I guess the bonus for me is that I can use my rewards points to get a 10% off discount. So that will bring the price down to $630, which is always nice. So I've probably got a couple of figures I need to pre-order from Pop Culture. So I try to wait to have 3 or 4 things that I want to order. And then I do that to kind of maximize that 10% off because it goes across the entire order. So if you're ordering a few things, you get that benefit of 1 reward code, but 3 or 4 discounts. So yeah, I like it. As I said, the unmasked head sculpt, I'm still a bit iffy of, but with the mask on, which is how I'm going to display it, I think it looks really nice. So yeah, I'm in for it. I see it's not due to be released. I think on the Pop Culture website, they said March 2027. So that's a bit of a wait. They turned Severus Snape around pretty quickly, but I'm guessing they're anticipating the numbers for Catwoman to be bigger, I would expect. So, yeah, fair enough. So I'm patient. That's fine. But yeah, I'm going to pre-order her from Pop Culture. So let's see how that pans out for me. Dr. No says the Walking Dead line from InArt looks amazing. Unfortunately, won't get them space and money. That's the 2 biggest challenges of collecting, right? Space and money. I hear you. Space is getting me as well. Like I got my Daredevil and my Black Widow, and I'm like, I don't know where I put them right now. And because I'm the kind of person that doesn't like buying things when I don't have where to display them, it's annoying me. One moment, please. Apologies, things are still not 100%. Uncarded Review says, I wasn't going to get the Walking Dead figures from InArt as the Negan isn't rooted, but now I'm ordering all 3 to complete the set. Oh, interesting. Is Negan the guy with, because I'm such a TV expert, is he the guy with the leather jacket and the baseball bat? It's interesting with things like that because it's a bit like the Harry Potter line, right? Like, some people who got like the sculpted versions of like Harry and Ron, and then I think it was Hermione only had a rooted hair version. So if you went sculpted, you kind of couldn't continue on that path. And I'm pretty sure Snape was the same. So I can understand some people wanting to have the same line and the same company have either all sculpted or all rooted. I can understand that. But Uncarded Reviews, don't you also have like an insane amount of pre-orders? I want to say 200, and I don't know if I'm being factual or exaggerating, but I feel like you said once how many pre-orders you had, and it was more than my entire collection. So I don't know. Paul Atreides was free shipping. Oh, I did not know that. There you go. Toy Collector says got both Catwoman figures from Kit, so I could get from InArt directly. Is both also the 12th scale one? I'm going through Pop Culture because they're an official distributor. So I figure if there's QC issues, and there does appear to now and then be some QC issues, I'm kind of hoping that them being one of their few official distributors and Australia being one of their few official territories, that will be to my advantage. And the customer service from Pop Culture has always been quite good. So not to say Kits isn't as well, but I'm not sure what the chain of distribution is from Kit. So going through Pop Culture. InArt Snape looks amazing with magnetic eyes as a bonus. For me, in the UK, it's the cheapest InArt figure to date. Oh, really? None of them are overly cheap in Australia. I think the cheapest one would be the Superman figures, which are around $5.50 Australian. Are you going to say hi? No. Okay. You're making up your mind. The InArt Anne Hathaway Catwoman is slightly overpriced for what it is. I agree. I pre-ordered 2 of them for research purposes, but the J&D version is still superior. I agree. As I said, I really thought it would be priced similar to the Superman figures. Like, not a lot of accessories, a really standard plain display base. I was thinking 550, 600. So I was a little bit surprised at 700. As I said, getting 10% off at Pop Culture does numb the pain a little bit. Raymond says The Walking Dead isn't an IP I'm interested in. The Catwoman is definitely coming home, though. Yeah, I think a lot of people are interested in that Catwoman. I think it's kind of in a little bit more of a sweet spot than the J&D. The J&D price tag, like, it's up there. The Hot Toys 2.0, not the best. So I think for a lot of people, the InArt is probably a bit of a nicer price tag, and it looks pretty good. So that's the one I'm going for. Due to the 6-month turnaround on Snape, I assume not many were pre-ordered. Me too. I mean, let's be honest, like, when InArt has talked about the Harry Potter line, I'm pretty sure there's been talk of it being in the 500s, which is not a huge amount. So I'm of the similar view. The way they got this out so quickly, I can't think there was a huge number of them. Toy Collector says, yes, the 12th scale Catwoman pop culture has been great, but when I got my Wolverine, I got hit with a $75 in customs to Canada. So it was OSK this time. Oh, really? I feel like this is is this a recent thing? Because I know with US and the tariffs and whatnot, people that had pre-orders have kind of been told, like, hey, if you want to continue, we're going to have to charge, like, I don't know what they call it, but let's say a tariff impact fee. And I've seen some different numbers be thrown around as to how much that is. So I can understand that probably makes pop culture less appealing for people in North America. But I think it's interesting that you still can't pick the US as a shipping location on pop culture, which is interesting because Australia Post, which is who pop culture use for their shipping, they have opened things up to the US. Like shipping has resumed. But for some reason, pop culture has not. Oh, there's little Shuri. Hey, how you doing? Do you have views on tariffs? How have they impacted on you and your life as a cat? Oh, okay. I wish people could have heard that cute little meow. So yeah, I can, as I said, like, it's interesting because I did check the other day, and still, if you select US, it just goes, we cannot provide a shipping quote to you. So I'm not sure what's going on with that and when it will be reinstated, because as I said, Australia Post did reinstate shipping to the US. I feel like it was in October, so I'm not sure what's going on with pop culture. Yes, my pre-orders average right around 200, but I'm going to scale back to only 100 next year, moving into life-size statues. I know, Shuri, it's a lot. I feel like I have so many questions, but I'll leave it. Xiaoron, hello, how are you? I pre-ordered Catwoman from US retailer. I waited for this like over a year to finally become available. Yeah, a lot of people have been waiting for this Anne Hathaway Catwoman. I can see this being a big seller for InArt. I really can. Uncarded Review says, I like how the Snape turned out. Looking forward to getting mine. He looks fantastic. Like, I seriously think out of all of the Harry Potter figures, that Snape has the best likeness. Hands down. That looks just like Alan Rickman to me. So if you're getting it, great pickup. I think it's a really solid figure. I didn't put any photos of Catwoman because we spoke about her last week. But as I said, the pricing, we had I think it was $450 US for Catwoman. I think that was up on Kit's website. Pop Culture was around the same. And then this one, I think, was $10 or $15 more expensive. So it is what it is. Collecting ain't cheap. So happy I grabbed Snape. Costa, he's great. Have you got all? You must have all of the Harry Potter kids then. They look good. Like I'm not gonna say they're not a good looking group of figures. I've seen some people do some really cool poses with all three. Was there one I saw where it was Snape and someone had posed him like pushing Harry and Ron's heads down, which felt like a scene from the movie. Like it looked really cool. So yeah, I mean, it's a nice line. And as I said, it's kind of interesting because I've read the books, I've seen the movies, like I really like Harry Potter. It's just something that for me, I don't feel the need to have in figure format. So I don't know if it's the kind of line that people who are collecting it are doing it more because they have kids and the kids are into Harry Potter as well, or whether it's just their own love for the IP. I'm not entirely sure, but as I said, for me, it's never really been a line I've felt like I needed merch from. Oh God, I was not going to include this, but then I had to include this. And for once in my life, I'm not going to do Star Wars in 60 seconds. I think I need longer. I have thoughts and feelings about the Star Wars, and I'm going to share them with you. But first, I'm going to read Costa's message. I could not swing all of them at the time. Now I really can't get them because I wanted the rooted Harry Potter, and he's over 1,000 on eBay, hoping for older versions. Yeah, I think with Black Friday, I think InArt put Hermione up and maybe Ron. I was going to say Pop Culture has them, but I don't know if that helps you. But if you want to buy them from Pop Culture and ship them to me, I will ship them to you. That offer is there, Costa. Seriously, I will help you. Star Wars. I have all 3 Potter figures. They look amazing together. I love I do love the common rooms, how they come together. It looks really cool. Like, and this is what gets me. Like, they've done some amazing diorama bases for Potter. And then that Catwoman has the most basic, crappy, it's a floor base. Like, you couldn't come up with anything. Like, you couldn't give us, like, even Hot Toys gave us, I call it the sewer, the underground, whatever you want to call it. You couldn't give us something better than just, like, a basic floor stand. And you're charging us $700 Australian for it. Wild. Wow, a Star Wars review. The lady is for turning. No, I'm not. Fun fact. I've got no doubt that my commentary of Secret Base and Star Wars is going to get me a few trolling comments. I don't care. It is what it is. So, I was going to set a timer, but I'm not setting a timer. I feel like Star Wars perhaps needs a little bit longer than 60 seconds this week. Because I have some thoughts, have some feelings, I have some emotions. Because I wasn't going to talk about Star Wars this week. We had so many other things to talk about. But then I looked at this guy. What's his name? Clone Commander Wolf. I had to put the picture with the name on because I didn't know who this guy was. But I was looking at these photos and I went, haven't I seen this guy before? Have I not spoken about this guy before? I feel like I've seen this before. So I did what I like to call a little bit of lame research. It's the best I can do for Hot Toys, lame research. Not for Hot Toys, for Star Wars. So I went onto Facebook, I went onto the Hot Toys page, I went through their albums. And what did I find? This is the same person. This is the same head sculpt. What the hell is going on? I was like, okay, so I'm not crazy because I'm like, have I not spoken about this before? I'm so positive I had. And look at it. We've got Fives and Echo and Wolf. And bar some slight differences It's the same dude. What the hell is going on? I don't understand. And then if it's the same dude, why do you need 3 of them? Like, Hot Toys has made 100 troopers. 100 troopers. And I believe that because I feel like every other week there's a trooper announced or released. And I was like, no, okay, I'm not having a stroke. This guy has come out multiple times. Why? Why? Do you know how I felt? This is how I felt. I know how this feels now because this is how I felt. It's the same picture. And I know someone's going to come give me some, here's white. Helen doesn't care for white. Like, are we going to, how many versions of this person exists? Like, seriously. And does every one of them need a head sculpt? Oh, because this one has a tattoo and that one has a bad eye. And oh my God, the Star Wars. The Star Wars. I cannot. I just cannot. I cannot with this. Oh, Pop Collectibles. Ordered my Catwoman from Pop Collectibles. Cost £290. Also ordered Darryl Dixon. The figure looks awesome. But why did you pick Pop Collectibles? I don't know. I just hear too many mixed things about them. I would never pre-order something through them, but that's me. They are clones. It's the same dude. Girl, all clones are based on the same person. I've not seen the Star Wars. I don't know, but seriously, do you need 3 same, slightly different versions of this same dude? I don't understand. I feel like the Star Wars IP has lost the plot. You reckon? Too many redundant releases. A clone is a clone is a clone. Yep, the repaints are a meme at this point. Howard is literally trolling the collectors. But that's what I don't get. And then people like trip over themselves for these all the time. I also don't think I know the difference between a clone and a trooper. And I think in my secret base review, I've called clones troopers. And I know that's going to trigger someone. And I'm here to say, I don't care. I don't care. Anthony, I take that back. The lady is not for turning. The lady is not for turning. Like, I love that there's still these glimmers of hope at times that people think I'm going to choose the Force and become a Jedi Ninja Warrior and get into it. It's so not happening. It's never happening. Not happening, my friends. Kareem's here. Hey, Helen, can't catch the stream right now, but we'll watch the replay. Catwoman from InArt is $4.55 on Kit's site, so I may wait for the Hot Toys 2.0 to drop in price to catch a deal. The InArt looks great. I definitely do feel like the Hot Toys will drop in price. It's still quite readily in stock at Pop Culture, and I did debate that, but I'll be honest, I do think the InArt one looks very nice. So for me, I feel like I'm leaning more that way. But I hope you catch a deal, and I hope you have a lovely day, Kareem. So nice to see you in the comments. Never had a problem with Pop Collectibles. Been buying from them for a few years now. Fair enough. Raymond says, I agree on not needing repainted Troopers clones. I only got the Commander Cody because of the Order 66 scene and will never get another. I don't know what that means. But I'm impressed because I feel like people with the clones and the Troopers, they need all of them and many of them. And that one has 3 sculpts, so I need 3 versions of them. You know what I'm talking about, the traffic sign black and fluoro yellow one. I don't know his name, and I don't really want to know. Helen, you're cracking me up. Well, I'm glad someone's finding it entertaining because normally I just get Actually, I have to say, you guys are pretty good at indulging my indifference to Star Wars. Like, I have to say, when I did start streaming and I did start doing the more broad news, I was really worried with how that was going to go. Because on Collectors Unite, there were people that used to get really upset with me, and they wanted Joao to not have me on the show because I was wrecking it for them because of my indifference to Star Wars. But I just think it's part of my charm. So, as is my not knowing most of the IPs that they make figures of. Cream says, InArt does look better, admittedly. Have a great day as well. Thank you. Appreciate that. Uncarded Review said, Anne Hathaway is one of my favorite actors, so unfortunately I'm obsessed with collecting her characters in every scale and iteration. Well, that's fair enough. I think we all have a character like that. I think the biggest thing is not having that with every character. Because I think if you're doing that with multiple characters, that's where it gets expensive and difficult. Well, hello. Are you gonna show the world your tail? Your beautiful tail, Shuri? She's so funny. I have to keep a glass of water up here. I'm serious, a glass of water. Because she will try to get my drink. And it's like she doesn't trust me. And she like puts her paw in the water to like test that it's water. I'm like, dude, it's water. What do you think I'm putting in a glass for you? Like, we've been together for 4 years, Shuri. You don't trust me. Where are you going? She doesn't know. You should Google army building with stormtroopers, insane people with dozens of the same figure. I've seen it. I've seen people who are like, I'm getting 6 of these, 8 of these. And I'm just like, why? Like, why do you need so many? I don't understand. I don't understand. If you could have any character made by a company, who would it be and which company would you want to make it? I really want an Okoye to finish off my A-Force display. At this stage, I'll take any reputable company, whether that's Hot Toys, InArt can't do it because they don't have Marvel license. If a third-party company like Mars Toys or someone wants to do it, I'll take it because no one seems to want to touch this character, which really makes me sad. And for me, my A-Force will never feel complete until I have an Okoye. So that is probably top of my wish list for now because I feel like everything else I've wanted has been made or might get made in the future. Or there might be custom avenues, but really with Okoye, there's just been nothing out there. Like, I really thought maybe a third-party company might have tackled her. I think particularly with that Dor Milaje outfit and, you know, different characters we've seen from the Dor Milaje in other Marvel properties. But unfortunately, that's not happened. So, yeah, it's Okoye. I own like 5 clones right now. I own 0 clones. Any thoughts on Jazz Inc. Catwoman? Yeah, I spoke about that. We spoke about that mainly last week, but I think it looks really good, Dr. No. I think for me, I'm still not sold on the unmasked sculpt. I think something doesn't look right there. I'm not sure if it's just the way the hair is slicked back, so we don't see her with her hair like that without the goggles on. But with the goggles on, she looks fantastic. I think it's got a really good likeness. I love that they've used the seamless body, so we won't have issues with, hopefully, with the suit going into the joints. It looks really good. It's a pretty basic release. I think my other criticism is probably just a little bit about the price. I think given the lack of accessories and the simplicity of the base, I had hoped it might have been around the $550 to $600 Australian dollar mark. It's at $700, which is a bit more than I expected. But I think it's, to me, it looks a lot better than the Hot Toys 2.0, and the price is certainly a lot better than the J&D. So I am pretty sure I'll be pre-ordering that with Pop Culture pretty soon because I need to upgrade that 1.0. It's holding up just. I can see little bits of it that are flaking, and I'm hoping InArt's going to stay true to their promise to not use pleather. I can't remember if they have said yet what material they have used, but I'm hoping it's leather. I'm hoping for that price it's leather, so fingers crossed. Tiny Art Guy's here. Hi, Helen and collectors worldwide. Happy weekend. Happy weekend to you, Tiny Art Guy. Hope you're doing well. Oh my goodness. I've shown some clones and look who's come. The Darth Profi. Did I miss the clone talk? Hi, Helen. You did. I had many thoughts and feelings about the clones, believe it or not. Mario, hope you're doing well. Hope you had a nice Thanksgiving and all that jazz. Nice to see you in the chat. But yeah, I had a lot to say about this guy because I felt like this scene in The Office. Oh, does Dr. No mean the Julie Newmar Catwoman? Oh, I don't know. Oh, the Jazz Inc. Catwoman. Apologies, I misread that. Look, I didn't include that today. I don't know if people do want us to talk about it. If we go okay for time, maybe. I guess for me, look, the 66 lines not one that I'm collecting, but I think it looks really nice. I guess my only question with that one is in interviews I've seen with Yost, he talked about that chair being quite difficult. So I'm not sure if that is something that will be produced. But look, it looks really nice. I'm going to use my standard thing I've said with Jazz Inc. figures, though. It's a prototype made by really skilled custom artists. And I hope the drop-off is 0 to minimal, but I'm still sitting here going, when are we going to get... I want to start seeing some more production images. I'm hoping soon we'll see more of the Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman. I'm hoping soon we'll see more of the Danny DeVito Penguin. I'm hoping we'll get a bit more. But, I mean, all of the prototypes of the figures, like, they've looked nice. Like, I'm not going to say that they're not. But, like, I'm getting mass-produced from a factory in China. I'm not getting the figure that's made by custom artists. So that's still what I'm waiting to get a sense of. I feel like if you really want a particular character figure, going down the custom route is the key. Your social media reach, you could totally pull together a group large enough to do it. It's funny you say that. I did ask a sculptor about doing a grunge Carol Danvers with a shield hat because I came to realize that having a separate hat is difficult. And I saw a really cool sculpt of actually Clark Griswold, and I love National Lampoons. And it had his Chicago Bears cap on, and it was fully sculpted. And I was like, oh, I think that's like the way to do it. But I think I needed to find 15 people, because if I found 15 people, I think it would have been $100 US each to get an unpainted sculpt. And I was not confident I could find 15 people that love grunge Carol Danvers as much as me that would commit to it. And if I did it on my own, it was $1,500 US, which I'm pretty sure is like 2,300 Australian dollars, which is a lot of money. So I don't know. Like, I know there was a custom Okoye done. And I don't want to put it down. The person who's done it is really happy with it. I just thought the expression on the sculpt looked really angry for me. And then for the rest of the figure, they used that like toy doll that was produced. And I just don't think that outfit is anywhere near a Hot Toys standard. And my whole A-Force is Hot Toys figures. So to have something that is not of the same quality, I think would maybe bug me more than not having her. I'm also flattered that you think I have that big of a social media reach. Appreciate you. I don't think that I do. Jazz Inc. needs to include rolling eyes. Hot Toys set the standard. Well, I mean, I think this was, I think that was a conversation they had with the Pfeiffer Catwoman, right? Like, didn't they give, because they do the votes, and I don't know how I feel about the votes, I'll be honest with you. And I'm pretty sure they said, do you want the rolling eyes or do you want multiple head sculpts? And I feel like with the Pfeiffer Catwoman, people wanted the multiple head sculpts. So yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, I think there's pluses and minuses for both, but I feel like I remember that with the Pfeiffer Catwoman, that there was a bit of a vote and conversation about that, and people wanted the multiple head sculpts instead, which is why I think they've gone down that route. Hot Toys is like the Hasbro of 1/6 scale figures. They produce quantity and volume, but not necessarily the highest quality or most detailed. Hot Toys is a mass producer of mainstream figures. I mean, I think there's some figures that have had very high quality and high details. I think this year we've seen some really good figures from Hot Toys. Like, I don't think we can say things like those Terminator figures or Wolverine or Artisan Black Widow. Like, I can't say they're not high quality or detailed. Is the range wider than what people would like? Probably. But I still think, like, and I say this having just walked through Secret Base and seeing so many Hot Toys figures, like, they've made a lot of good stuff as well. I really think they have. Is it going to be the same as custom things? No, but again, you're talking about people hand painting and doing things on that level. Like, you look at someone like John Woo on Instagram, and his Joker head sculpts, I would say, are the best I've ever seen. And that's hand painted, hand rooted. Like, I just think they're perfect. And it's interesting because I've seen people buy sculpts at a higher price point that I don't think are as good. But I think if you compare the price of Hot Toys versus custom, I feel like we're getting a pretty good deal there. I'm also the person who doesn't get caught up in details like Batman's cape clips. I feel like I always need to add that in because I know there's some people that get very particular about certain details. And I've always been that collector of, does it look cool? Then I'll get it. And this is what gets me, right? Like, detour, the Jazz Inc. Batwing. I'm sitting here going, please get over the line. And I keep seeing people posting the most minuscule, oh, Yost, you just need to fix this thing. I'm like, oh my God, stop. That thing looks amazing. And there's people concerned with like a minute curve, or should it be one gun or two? I'm like, oh my God, seriously. Jazz Inc. 92 Catwoman has rolling eyes on all head sculpts. Oh, really? I must have missed that. Or was that a new development? Because I thought that was the original conversation of, did people want a head sculpt with rolling eyes or multiple expressions? I don't know. Or maybe that's one of the things that's come with the volume of pre-orders. Because I know Yost has previously said the more pre-orders, economy of scale, they can do more. Because I think they showed, was it with the head sculpts, the layering of them, so they weren't going to be a solid piece, and how that was going to give more like depth to the sculpt? I thought I remembered seeing something about that. Not knocking the Hot Toys at all, but detail and quality is relative. No one can compete with Hot Toys when it comes to volume and licenses. But if you want a specific figure, then custom is the way to go. I don't know that anyone's offering me a custom Okoye, though. This is my thing. And that outfit, I don't know how much it would cost. I really thought someone like Thunder Toys back in the day, when they tackled Valkyrie, might have given us Okoye, but they did not. It's on the website as a feature with the SKUs. Oh, okay. Totally not up to date with that then. Thank you, Raymond. Appreciate you correcting me with that. God, let's move on from the clone trooper, whatever this guy, he's the same guy is, because my goodness, it's a lot. It's been raining, Batman. Not mad about it. Not mad about it. And I've said, I'm not a Batfleck girl. Apologies. But this looks impressive. This looks really good. I thought the other 2.0 that came out with the wall diorama early this year, I thought that was a really big step up from Hot Toys. I think this looks incredible. And this photo, I seriously thought this was a still from the movie. I kid you not. I looked at this and was like, this looks so real to me. The head sculpt even though you don't see the full Affleck head sculpt, it has a really good likeness. And I say that having seen the Flash one recently, where I don't know who that dude was. Like, figure looks nice, the bike looks cool, but it doesn't look like Ben Affleck. This looks like Ben Affleck. Hot Toys has really stepped it up with some of these 2.0s. Like, seriously, I think if you are a Batfleck fan, you should be pretty happy with these figures that have come out this year. As I said, I had to do a double take with this because I seriously thought this was a photo from the movie and not a Hot Toys figure. I love this. You've got the two different looks with the sort of broken mask, and you get a bit more of that likeness of Ben and that angry expression. It looks so cool, like the kryptonite spear. I was really impressed by this. As I said, not one for me, but I know there's a lot of people that love Batfleck. I have to say, it's been nice being a DC fan this year. I feel like we've gotten a little bit more than what we usually do. But seriously, I'm keen to know, like, if you've got the 1.0, are you upgrading? How do you feel about this? Because that's been the interesting conversation with the Returns Batman. There's been quite a few people that have said, look, I've got the 1.0. I don't feel the need to upgrade to this. So I'm keen to know, people that have the original, whether you're watching live, whether you're watching on the replay, keen to know, do you see this and feel the need to upgrade? Because I really do think, like, particularly the head sculpts, there's been such an improvement with detail. Like, again, I have to go back to that Returns Batman. Like, that Michael Keaton head sculpt is such an improvement to me. And if I had the original, I'd probably just try to find that head sculpt loose, but I don't have it, so I've got it on pre-order. But to me, I just think this looks like a total beast, which I think is what you want in a Batfleck figure, right? Batfleck? Black flag. I don't know what I said. Raymond says, this BVS armored Batman is definitely coming home. Been on order day one. Some of those shots look like movie stills. 100%. Like, bloggers did an amazing job with the photos for these ones. As I said, this looks like a movie still to me. I couldn't not include it in the deck because I was just like, this looks like someone took a photo or took a screenshot watching the movie and then just slid it in there with the blogger pictures. It looks very cool. It looks very cool. Anthony says, I have the Armored Bats 1.0. The 2.0 looks great, but I don't feel the need to upgrade. That is fair enough. As I said, I'm always keen to know because I know for me, I was very with the Dark Knight trilogy, which Lord knows has had 2.0, 3.0s. We're probably going to get 4.0s. I was very not getting the 2.0s, not doing it. And I think it depends on the figure, but I think with some of those Dark Knight figures, there's been some definite upgrades. The Two-Face was a definite upgrade. I think the new Scarecrow is going to be a definite upgrade. But like the Catwoman, not so much. The Batman Begins, maybe better proportion-wise, but I don't know that the suit is actually any better than the original. So there's a few I haven't upgraded. So I guess I'm a bit more open to it now, but I can see both sides of the coin. God, I think Helen's going to need a Strepsil soon. Uncarded Review says, I have the 1.0 versions, regular, chrome, and battle damaged. I didn't pre-order this yet, but might pick it up once it starts shipping. I don't think it will scale with the InArt BVS Superman. That will be interesting to see. I hadn't thought about that, but there might be people that want to pair those two together. So that will be interesting. I did see some of the blogger pictures had a partial view of Superman, like not the full figure, but obviously the Hot Toys one. But yeah, that's an interesting point. I do wonder that. It's the same with the Catwoman. There's a part of me that's sitting there going, how will this scale with Hot Toys? hopefully well. Hopefully that's something they do consider, given they've only released 2 Dark Knight figures, so I'm hoping that's something they take into account. But they are going to do their own version of Batfleck, so yeah, maybe with Superman and Wonder Woman, they don't really care how it scales with Hot Toys. It'll be interesting to see what the deal is with that. But got some more pictures here. I do like this blogger who uses just the grey background, because I think his or her photos really give you a lot of detail in the suit. So with this, we've got another nice diorama backdrop stand, which I do like. As I said, the kryptonite spear looks really cool. This gives me like Mr. Freeze vibes, and I say that as in, like, when I saw that figure in person, it was big, it had a presence, it just looked very unique next to other figures. So I think if you like Batfleck and you've got this on pre-order, I don't think you're going to be disappointed. To me, I think this is another really good 2.0 that Hot Toys has done. It's Strepsil time. Better than last week, but not 100%. I think that's what we're going with. But yeah, as I said, not for me, but I can definitely appreciate how good this looks. I'm shocked. I'm shocked that Hot Toys is producing so many figures from the Flash movie. Now, you'll remember Hot Toys, they showed us this picture. It was from I think it was the 85th year of Batman little convention that they did, or display, exhibition, whatever you want to call it. And they showed us this array of suits from the armory. And people got so hyped. And people thought they were going to make them. Other people thought these are never going to see the light of day. And I definitely never thought these were going to see the light of day ever. The fact that we got so many figures from that movie, and I know they cancelled Young Barry. I know they cancelled that. But we still got a Flash, a Supergirl who, you know, I really liked Sasha Kaye, but she's not in the movie for long. We got the Keaton Batman, we got the Batfleck, we got the Bat Cycle. Like, movies that have done a lot better have had a lot less figures produced by Hot Toys. So this week, to get the Blue Armory was not what I was expecting. And are you a Hot Toys collector if you didn't see memes or photos exaggerating this expression? My goodness. When I did the thumbnail for this stream, I was like, I have to put this photo. It's ridiculous. And I think people have maybe gone a bit overboard with the memes and the exaggeration of it. It's not a great photo. This photo aside, though, and I had to include it because, again, was it a stream this week if we didn't have this photo on screen? I don't think so. Part of me does think this looks cool. And part of me is a bit like, would I get it if it was available to me? I don't know. I think because it's Keaton, and I think because it's a bit more of a sort of old school colorway, it kind of intrigues me. Like, if this was black and grey, I think I would be all in. But I don't think this is as bad as what people have made out. Like, I think people saw this and they've just ridden the train to this is the worst figure ever made, which, you know, if you've been in this hobby long enough, is every third figure is the worst figure ever made. I as I said, I'm oddly intrigued by this and somewhat interested. Do I think I'll get it? I have nowhere to put it in my collection. But I am interested by it, and I'm keen to know what people think. I know Carlos at the start of the stream, he's interested in it. I'd like to know, people, we've got a lot of Batman fans here. What do you think? Is this something you would get if it was available to you? Or are you just like, hell no, this is not going to happen? I know it's very niche. So was Blue Bailman. Oh my god, you could get this and display this with your Blue Bailman if you have one. Maybe they'll do a blue and grey Batfleck as well. It's the kind of crazy thing I could see Hot Toys doing, if I'm completely honest with you. Give me 2 ticks and I'm going to read your comments. I bought the blue suit, so I'm going to need the rest of them. I mean, I'm not going to lie. There's a part of me that is like, are they going to make any more of them? Or is this just a random one they decided to do? There is no rhyme or reason with Hot Toys. Like, let's be honest. He's an enigma wrapped in a riddle. He does mysterious things. And I never thought any of those suits from the Flash movie would see the light of day. Ever. Ever. I just didn't think it was going to happen. So this totally caught me by surprise. And it was a very quick announcement and then release. I can't remember. Did people say this didn't go on Sideshow or that it went very quickly? I can't remember. The numbers super limited. And I mean, for me, with something like this, like, I don't mind this being limited or an exclusive. It's not essential. And I think this year we've seen Hot Toys do a lot more of these sort of limited exclusive figures. And I think it's an interesting strategy that they've taken. Is it something that's generating more interest? Is it something that is maintaining hype? I think a little bit. I think it's been interesting, some of the exclusive figures that they've done this year. Uncard Reviews just says, ew. Was that at this dude? I do wonder sometimes, like, who vets the photos? Because even with some of the blogger photos, and I know they're not getting paid, they're getting the figures for free. Some of the blogger photos, I'm just like, I think some people get very fixated on the fancy backgrounds. And sometimes when they light the figures are very harshly lit and maybe not in focus. And then Hot Toys posts them. And I'm like, why? This hasn't put your figure in the best light. This photo definitely didn't put this figure in the best light. Unless they wanted it to be a viral meme sensation amongst the collecting community for the day. Maybe they did. And if they did well play to you, it definitely worked. Uncarded Reviews says, I don't trust that Howard Chan is going to make the entire Flash Armory suit line. No, nor should you. If I had to bet, I would bet no. Like, the fact one of these got made is like a miracle and a blessing. I would not expect any more to be done, if I'm completely honest with you. But as I said, I'm kind of interested in it. And I think some of these blogger photos make it look pretty nice. Like, I know people have been nitpicking about the knee pads and things like that. And I think with some of these suits, if you want articulation, then yeah, the knee pads are going to have to move a little bit. Otherwise, if they didn't, then the suit would crack and people would complain about that. And I mean, are you doing the biggest, most dynamic poses with a suit like this? I don't think you are. But I think him there just with his, like, hands on his hips, I do think that looks cool. I'm not going to lie. There's something cool about this to me. Maybe I'm alone. Seems divisive. She loves it. She loves it. She loves it. Some hate it. Same reception with WB100 grey, blue, white bale got, but when people got it in hand, they were really happy with it. Some people love it. Some people hate it. Agreed. This is such a horrible figure. Yeah, I feel like you love it or you hate it. The Bucktooth Dark Knight has become my favorite blogger photo of all time. I mean, really, Hot Toys should put this on a t-shirt or like a shopping bag. I mean, if they did branded merch, this would be a great figure to have on some branded merch. Ash is here. Hello, Temu Batman. Ash, I thought of you when I was in Hong Kong because when I went to the Powergate store, they have a life-size Deadpool statue out the front, and it looks awesome. It absolutely looks awesome. It was very cool. Very random, but very cool. Batman Collectible says, I don't have faith in Hot Toys making the entire armory either, but if he does, I'll be ready. Also, I won't be paying over retail to catch up if that happens. Yeah, that's fair enough. That is fair enough. Knee pads make it look like a 12-inch Mattel DC figure. As I said, I feel like I can understand design-wise why they've done it, and I'm thinking of everybody's favorite character when I say this, Captain Marvel. Because I know with the Endgame Captain Marvel, where those knee pads were part of the suit, they're not holding up too well. And if you got her in any kind of a pose where the knee bends, that suit is cracking. Whereas the Solo movie, which has more of a knee pad, which maybe sticks out a little bit, that's not happening. So as I said, for the longevity of the suit, I feel like I can live with things like that because I don't want a suit to get damaged because I've posed the leg like 3 degrees, which I think would happen if the knee pad was a solid piece. The Broke Collector says, biggest Batman fan here, but you have to know when to say no. Friends don't let friends buy, shitty figures. Can't believe they cancelled Young Barry, but put this cash grab out. Sorry for the hot take. Look, all feelings are valid, and it's an interesting take. I don't know that I've heard anyone still hold a candle for young Barry, so I'm interested to hear that you feel that way. I was kind of surprised they announced 2 Ezra Miller figures just because I think he is really divisive and I don't know how well those figures would have sold, but this is the interesting thing. As I said, Hot Toys and their take this year with exclusives and things like this with a limited run. I think it's a bit of a different approach to what we've seen in other years. I think they've been really focused more on the different convention exclusives, but I feel like there's been a bit more of this steady announcement and release of these figures, and I think they've been very hit and miss. Like, could we live without this? Could we live without Fractal Iron Man? Of course we could. There's other ones, though, like, probably Clones and Troopers and other things like that I think have been really popular for people. So I'm interested to see whether this approach continues in 2026. But as I said, for me, when an exclusive is something like this that I don't think is essential, I'm kind of down with that. Like, I know I'm going to talk Star Wars crazy, but was it Galen Erso, and he was a convention exclusive to Celebration, and that upset people. So I think when it is a main character or someone that's important to a story, I don't like that being exclusive. If it's something niche like this, like, have at it. Make 3 of them. I don't really care, but it's interesting. But I mean, as I say, all takes welcome here. And I mean, as I said, it's been a while since someone's mentioned Young Barry. So it's interesting because, as I said, I really thought we were done with the Flash line. If you remember, I think it was this time last year where they released those figures in pretty quick succession. And I kind of figured they were just getting them all out the door to draw a line in that movie and old DC. But yeah, I'm really shocked. I'm really shocked they've gone back to the Flash to do this. And I'm not sure if this is just they've seen how much love there is for Keaton with the 89 Returns 2.0, and then they've gone, hey, let's cash in on this, because I mean, this was just an armory suit. He didn't wear it. So the fact that they've put the face plates in there, and are they the best face plates? They're not. I do like this neutral one. I think the neutral one looks good. And And even some of the face plates for the 89, I've got the Jackson one in mine. It's a big improvement. So I can understand people not liking this. Ash says that sounds cool. I'm pretty sure that's about the Deadpool statue. It was super cool. That Batman looks like the one kid we all knew would wear his underwear on the outside. Oh, maybe that's an American thing. Miss Batwoman, not a fan. Seriously, this is bad. Oh, am I the only one with a bit of love for this? Bigger Batman fan here. Figure's not shitty. Design, sure. Figure is actually really nice. I mean, a few people have it in hand, and I've seen like some footage of it. And as I said, like, I'm not opposed to it. I'm not going out of my way for it, and I wouldn't pay some aftermarket crazy price for it. I also don't think I have room for it, but I appreciate it, is what I say. I think this is a new person. Hello, Jerry. I respect everyone's comments, but for me, this is a great different figure. I ordered it from Sideshow. Great job you are doing. Keep it up. Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay, I wasn't sure if Sideshow got it or not. For some reason, I thought I read that they didn't, but maybe it was just a super quick drop and they were gone in an instant. Maybe, because I think that's been the deal with the Artisan figures. They're not doing those sort of timed announced drops. They're just dropping it, and then you kind of just have to be on the ball or have someone tell you it's dropped. So they're taking a little bit of a different approach with it, which is interesting. Wow, Helen remembered Ezra's name. Of course I remembered Ezra's name. I'm not a fan, but I remember his name. I really, story time with Helen, I really thought that movie was going to end in a Flashpoint scenario where a different actor was the Flash. And I thought that's how they were then going to reboot the DCU. And when that didn't happen, I was so very disappointed. I really thought that story had a golden opportunity to end with some other actor that was not Ezra as the Flash. It doesn't matter anyway, because it's all been rebooted, right? Time for more Deadpool, I think. Where's X-23? I mean, great question. I think she's in the window to be released. It's a figure I'm keen to see. I don't have it on pre-order, but I am interested in it. And I'll add this in for you. Hashtag, where is the Resistance? Where is Gambit? Where is Elektra? I don't know. This will get to, oh my God, Ash, why are you not going? They made this, but where's Gambit and Elektra? Because I would totally be on board with you. Like, if you said to me, what's Hot Toys making? Blue and grey Batman for the Flash or Gambit? I'd be like, Gambit. They're making Gambit. But where is he? Pop culture will get this, just watch. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, Ash. They're starting to get a little bit more, which is not typical, but I'm down for. So we'll see. They had they got the Age of the Apocalypse Wolverine. There was something else that was exclusive that I wasn't expecting that they got. So, I mean, cheers to that. Go pop culture. Like, I'm totally down for us getting a few of these rare and exclusive. I did wonder, actually. Oh, I didn't put it in the photos. The Japanese Spider-Man. I think that went up on pop culture, didn't it? I don't think it lasted very long because people started posting it in forums. But I do think it's maybe not a huge allocation, but it's some allocation, and that is definitely a start. Gambit, I think Doomsday. Oh, maybe. At this point, the Jennifer Garner figure needs to be an Artisan release. I mean, maybe uncarded reviews. Like, I feel like that's why they went that way with the ballerina figure, because maybe they weren't confident that it was something that could sell on a mass level. But to be honest, I don't know that it's going to sell on an Artisan level as well, because it's still available on Sideshow, because it was last week. And as I said, guys, it did not look any better in person. I wish it did, but it 100% did not. It was a big letdown for me. God Loki. I had really hoped this was going to release when I was in Hong Kong because there were murmurs that Batman Returns and God Loki were coming out. And I have what might be some hot takes. So I want you to be active in your participation because I have to say, I think with the volume of releases we're having, we're not seeing as many in-depth reviews from places like Figure Hideout, which has been a bit of a bummer because even the Batman Armory 2.0, the Batman Returns, he's only really done reels and shorts about, which is a bit of a bummer, but I'm guessing it's too much to keep up with. But the God Loki came out, the Artisan God Loki came out, and look, there's a lot to like about this figure. I've had mixed feelings about some of these effect pieces, but I think they look really good with this Loki. And I think particularly when people have used like the diorama backdrop, and they've had quite close-up pictures, which none of the bloggers did, I think it looks really immersive. I think the overall aesthetic of it looks really nice. I did also want to call this like hospital gown Loki because that's what the outfit gives me the vibes of. But that's what it looks like. And I think, the story and Loki 2 and where that went, I think this is a really nice representation to have. I know a lot of people that are big Loki fans, and I think it would be really cool if you had a display showing him from like Avengers through all the different forms to then being the god of stories. Let me check. We've got a few comments. Kyle's here. Hello, popping in to say hello. I'll catch the replay. Hi, Kyle. How you doing? Hope you're having a great day. Doomsday is next year, Helen. They're keeping Gambit for Doomsday for sure. I hope you're right, Ash. I know you and a lot of people want it. The ballerina looks horrid. Yep, Hot Toys took the least interesting costume to pick and make a lackluster figure. Look, I like that look because she's in that look for most of the movie. I can understand a lot of people prefer the dress from the nightclub. My concern was they were either going to do what I'm going to call a Harley Quinn or a Jared Leto Joker. They were either going to give you not the tattoos or the tattoos with the jointed body, and that was going to annoy people because if you didn't have her with the jacket, it was going to look bad. So I wasn't mad that was the look they went with. And I mean, maybe it would have had more interest if they did. And I know they wouldn't have done 2 figures, but this is Helen Wishful Thinking Land. So in Helen Wishful Thinking Land, they would have done the trench coat Eve as a standard release and then the dress as an artisan. And then I think if they'd done that, that would have given them 2 bites of the cherry with that head sculpt. And hopefully if they'd done that, the head sculpt would have been better and actually looked like Ana de Armas and not Gal Gadot. That's Helen Wishful Thinking Land. I think this is Eric. Hello. Good morning, Helen. My most anticipated figure since his announcement. His character arc is peak redemption. Turned out great. Absolutely. Like Loki season 2 was really good. I really enjoyed it. And part of me wondered if we would get more figures. We only got this one. I know a lot of people wanted like Owen Wilson's character. I wasn't sure that we would get another Sylvie because as much as I like the original Sylvie figure, it's something that is still sitting around everywhere. But with all the time jumping, I kind of thought, would they do the 2-pack of, I'm forgetting his character name, but Loki and Owen Wilson, like with one of the period theme things? I don't know. They didn't. We just got this one. I only got this Loki for the rooted hair sculpt. I'm going to part out the rest. Well, speaking of the head sculpt uncarded reviews, I'm so glad you brought that up. Now, I know my own words. I take the blogger photos with a grain of salt. Because as I said, lighting, conditions, all these things. I couldn't help but look at these 2 photos. And I don't know if it's lighting, but to me, I think the sculpted one looks better. And this is where, if this is a hot take, let me know. I hadn't seen any video reviews about this, which I do like to watch to get a bit more of a sense of it. But I went through a lot of these photos and I thought the sculpted one looked a lot better. I think there's something about the way the hair is coming around the ear, the curls. I don't know. The likeness to me just looks stronger. So again, I was like, is that lighting or is this a hot take? Because I feel like we're very divisive in the community about the rooted hair. And I feel like there's some people that are really going against the tide of artisan figures. And I know for me, I still feel very torn about them. I still haven't ordered a John Wick Chapter 1 because I don't know if it's worth getting artisan or not. We're talking about a $250 price difference. I want to get 2 of them. So there's a part of me that goes, ooh, artisan. The allure of artisan, and it's rare and magnificent, wool sculpted, whatever, wool rooted. And there's a part of me that's like, I'll be honest, with some of these artisan figures, and another one is Harley, for some reason the sculpted hair just looks better. And I really felt this way about Loki. And even in this scenario where I found a photo where the sculpted one wasn't lit as well, I still felt like, to me, the likeness looked stronger with this sculpted version. So this is where I'm like, tell me if I'm wrong, tell me if I'm crazy, but this is legitimately how I felt. And this is the, I guess, feeling I still have as far as like longevity. Like that sculpted hair is always going to look that good. That rooted hair with time, we know it's going to frizz. I'll be honest with you. You'll see it on my secret base tour. There's some Hot Toys figures, granted not artisan. The hair's not looking great. And I point them out in the video because there's a few of those female characters where the hair's not having the best time. And I know for me, I'm not going to sit there with little brush and hair product. But I don't know. Like, tell me if I'm crazy. And I thought these photos looked the most similar that I could find. And this is what gets me. Like, I wish when there was a rooted and a sculpted, we'd get some like exact photos that are the same so we can really compare them. But for me, I see Tom Hiddleston so much more in that photo on the right-hand side than what I see with the artisan version. Like genuinely, like that's how I feel. I don't know what other people are thinking, but I'm really eager to know. And if you've got this on pre-order, which one did you get? And how do you feel about it? Like if you got the artisan one, are you thinking I'm crazy? If you got the sculpted one, are you thinking I've made the right decision? Like I'm really keen to know what people think about this. Uncarded Review says, I only got this Loki for the rooted hair head sculpt. I'm going to part out the rest. I think I read that before. Apologies. Anna de Armas basically played the same character in a James Bond movie, so Hot Toys could totally have gotten a lot of use out of Anna de Armas in a dress. I've heard that, and I mean, they're doing the James Bond line, and as I said, they could have, I think, quite easily done 2 figures from the ballerina. I think if that head sculpt was better, you could have done the trench coat look, you could have done the dress as an artisan. I think it would have been a smart way to get more bang for your buck out of that likeness, but at this point in time, I'm just sitting here hoping they go back to the drawing board on that head sculpt because it's not good. There's nothing good about that head sculpt. Like everything else with that figure, I like. The base is a bit meh, but that's fine. I swapped them out. But that likeness, I remember like walking into Secret Base and the first thing I wanted to see was the ballerina. And it's on the bottom shelf, so I crouched down and I was like, oh, she looks like Gal Gadot. Such a shame. Such a shame. Broke Collector, don't need pajama Loki, but it's a great head sculpt. I know, I call him hospital gown Loki. That's the kind of vibes he gives me. And he's even got his little slippers. But yeah, I mean, interesting. Okay, great head sculpt. Do you have views on the rooted versus the artisan? This is what I'm here to get people's vibes on, because I'm not sure if I'm crazy talking here, because as I said, I'm looking at this going, I think the sculpted one looks better. Uncarded Review said, I will always get the wool hair option if given the opportunity, but that's just my preference and skill with maintaining the figures. The sculpted versions are ready to go right out of the box, and that's what I like. Passed on Loki, too much Deadpool goodness. That's fair enough. I wonder if that's the difference between InArt and Hot Toys, where wool implantation hair needs more TLC in the manufacturing process, and Hot Toys mass produces figures, thus compromising quality. It's a great question, Keith, because, I mean, I feel like InArt is perhaps doing a bit less where they're giving you both rooted and sculpted. But I don't know that I've felt like I did, let's say, about Harley Quinn as an example, with the InArt figures. Like, if you look at things like the Harry Potter, like Harry and Ron, I still feel like I looked at them and was like, yeah, I know who these are. Like, there's a difference, but it didn't feel as day and night as it did with Harley. And with these, I do feel like, to me, the likeness is looking a lot stronger in these sculpted photos. And that's why I even put this one in there where I thought the lighting wasn't great. There's something about it to me. And I'm wondering if part of it is like volume, because I feel like sometimes, and this probably comes into the styling, sometimes rooted hair just looks really flat. And with a character like Loki, where you've got the curls in his hair, I kind of feel like it is a little bit of a triangular shape when it is like short like this. I know I have a similar kind of hair. The artisan one does sit a bit flat. And I feel like we were talking about this a bit last week with the InArt Catwoman, like the way your hair falls and frames your face can make such a difference in how you look. So yeah, I don't know. I think for me, I still feel like, I don't know, the sculpted one looks better to me. I'm keen to know, if you're watching the replay, if you're getting this, like, let me know what you think. Am I crazy? Maybe people have seen some really good footage of this artisan figure, and maybe that's what I need. Maybe I just need to see some better pictures of the artisan figure. But for me, based on these blogger photos, I 100% think this sculpted version of Loki looks way better. InArt should never release a figure that doesn't have implanted hair. They should stick with what they're good at. I mean, I can understand it with some characters, like the Superman figures where the hair is quite short. I can understand sculpted, and I don't get mad about sculpted for characters like that. And if they ever did a Bale Bruce Wayne, I'd be down with that as well. But yeah, it's interesting because I feel like they are offering less SKUs now, which I'm thinking is not a bad thing if it speeds things up. But I do feel like in a line where they've started with offering both, I could see some frustration for people. Like, if you started that Potter line and you got sculpted Harry and Ron, to have Hermione and Snape as only rooted, like, I could understand people being annoyed at that. So, I mean, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. But as I said, I don't know. I do think InArt's rooted hair, the baseline aesthetic, looks better. And I know people get concerned about QC issues with Hot Toys, but InArt is not without QC issues. I just will put that out there. Helen, I got my Wolverine kid pool and oh, I think that's a typo. Find a display plank of DW for my display. I don't know what that means. But I'm glad you got kid pool. I saw in Secret Base they had a really cool poster kid pool where he was jumping over the sofa. I'm talking about so much about my videos, but and then at Powergate, they had a really cool pose that incorporated Deadpool and Kidpool and Ladypool all together. It looked really awesome. So check that out, because I thought it was a really cool display idea that wouldn't take up a huge amount of display. I still don't understand display plaque. Display plaque of DW. I don't know what that is. I'm so sorry. I was going to say it's late, but it's later for you, Ash. So, Keith says, this looks great, but it bums me out when Hot Toys does one figure from a line show movie. That's why I didn't bother getting this. Would have liked a Sylvie or Mobius to pair up. Mobius, that's his name. I was like, what is Owen Wilson's character's name? And this is what got me, because I really thought, because so many people wanted a Mobius figure, and I really thought there might have been some nice potential to do a 2-pack of the two of them, maybe with some of the time-traveling eras they could have done, even as an exclusive, like we're doing 5,000, it's Mobius and Loki in Chicago. What was that, like the 1930s or earlier, probably 1830s or something like that. I thought it would have been cool to do. Even, Victor Timely? Was it Victor Timely? Oh my God, my mind's going back. Like you could have done some stuff. And all I can think about is that I just have to assume that because Loki has sat around, Sylvie has sat around, and then some of the variants that they've done, like President Loki is still readily available. I don't know that the classic Loki was maybe a big seller. So I think they, I feel like they did President Loki and classic Loki as reactionary figures to third-party companies. I feel like maybe those weren't the best choices, and I do feel like even like a TVA Mobius might have been cool. But yeah, Victor Timely would have been a cool one to do. But yeah, I still think the Sylvie figure is so incredibly underrated. It's really good, and I think that's only like $2.99 at Pop Culture at the moment. That's crazy, and it's still available in Hong Kong. I can't remember what the price is, but like a sign. Oh, like a movie. Oh, that's cool. I noticed a lot of people do that with 3D printing, which looks really awesome. So nice one. That's very cool. We got there eventually. I recently received the InArt Legolas. Their figures just get better and better. I don't feel like I've seen or heard as much about Legolas as I did about Aragorn. And I don't know if that's just because I haven't been online because I was in Hong Kong and then dying a death. But yeah, I feel like there's not been as much discussion about it. Maybe. The Broke Collector says a lot of the Hot Toy sculpted hair lately has been looking better than the rooted versions. I wonder if that's why we don't always get a sculpted version. Hot Toys knows this and only offers a rooted one. Maybe, because even with the Jack Sparrow, I felt like with that one, if I was getting it, I don't think I would have felt the need to go Artisan, particularly with that dreadlock hairstyle. I actually do think the sculpted one looked better with that one as well. So maybe it's not me. And this is the thing. I think the detail that Hot Toys is getting into sculpted hair just keeps improving. Like, it's not like the way it used to be. So as I said, for me, that's why with this John Wick, I can't make my mind up, because there's the hype of Artisan, but then the practical side of me goes $250 less, and it's always going to look good, and it's never going to have a glue issue or fall out. So I can't believe I still haven't made my mind up about it. We got there, Ash. We got there. So yeah, it's Loki. I do love these hands that have like the effect on the top and they're just the normal hands underneath. I do like that as a solid piece. Sometimes where they give you those separate effect pieces, it can be hard to get them to sit on the hand. I'm totally thinking of Scarlet Witch. I wish the endgame version just had the flame effects like sculpted into the hands, because getting some of them to balance is not the easiest thing to do. I think it looks cool. Like the helmet has it's magnetic as well, which is nice. So it's going to be a little bit more secure. As I said, hospital gown look, but it looks really nicely done. And I think there's a lot of love for Loki out there. So I can see a lot of people being very excited for this. But I agree, a bit of a bummer that we didn't get anything else from Loki season 2. I think it was a really good season of television. And I'm like a lot of people. I'm sitting here wondering like what's next for Loki. Randomly, I also wondered that about Shang-Chi, because again, I was going through my footage from Secret Base and I was like, oh, Shang-Chi, that's a character we've not seen or heard of in a while. So maybe the Avengers movie is coming up. We'll see a little bit more of these guys. Hello, everybody. Hello, Paul. Hope you're doing well. That's the last of my slides, but I feel like we've done well for time. So I might just quickly, let's get up the Jazz Inc. Catwoman, shall we? The Julie Newmar. Let me just hop onto Facebook. Let's find some pictures. Because I wasn't sure how we were going to go for time. So let's get some photos up. There's something else I want to get up from here. Sorry, amazing television, just watching me scroll through and look for things. I know. It's what you tune in for, right? This is the only time a DP and a W won't get you in trouble or put you in hospital for a week. I have no idea what that means. Let's remove this. Hello, it's me. And then I have to remember how to share my screen, because I don't do it often. And it is what it is. First up, I do want to take a moment to talk about the Batwing. How has this not reached 1,500 pre-orders? Like, speaking, like legit. Like, we started off at a target of 3,000, which I thought was pretty reasonable. I've had a lot of views about Jazz Inc. I think the price point of this is very reasonable. I'm pretty sure for me it's like $395 US to get option 4. Which is the stand. It's the 12th scale version. I think this is the nice combo of a collector-friendly size, a collector-friendly price, and I think of all the vehicles Jazz Inc. has done, I don't feel like I've really heard anyone talk about QC issues with the Batwing. That's my observation of things. I thought 3,000 was reasonable. Then they lowered it to 2,000. Then they lowered it to 1,000. And there's like 2 days to go, and it's at 1,300. So I'm really surprised. I am really eager to see whether this does or doesn't get made. I did commit to this a few weeks ago now. But it was interesting because someone did ask Yoast, if you don't, will you extend the deadline again? Because they extended it by a couple days. And he said no. So, I mean, I hope this gets over the line. If it doesn't, I don't know what to say. I really thought there would be a lot of people that would have an interest in this. So yeah, I'm really surprised. I'm really surprised at this. Keith says, speaking of Wolverine, brown suit will be arriving at Sideshow Warehouse next week. Oh, that's cool. Oh, you know they'll kill Loki and Doomsday, right? No, because I don't read news or spoilers or watch trailers. So no. Ash is hoping pop culture gets it soon. I feel like pop culture must have gotten a shipment in recently because I saw some new figures were available. So I just hope I'm not waiting forever for my Returns Batman. I want that so much. JB says, I'm confident the Batwing will spiral in the closing 24 hours. I mean, I'd hope so. That's what we keep thinking. But they've halved the quota and it's still not there. Helen, did you perchance hear from Joao during your travels abroad? No, I did not. Haven't heard from Joao in a while, unfortunately, but if he's out there, if he's watching, I don't know if he is. Like I wish him the best. I hope he's doing well. I know he's had a few things going on, and I hope that maybe in the new year he'll come back to YouTube and streaming. That would be cool. I'd totally be down for the reforming of Collectors Unite. But for now, he's dealing with life and that's fair enough. As I said, I hope things get better for him and I hope that he will return to us one day. All right. The Batwing. I had to talk about it because I still just I can't believe the nitpicking over some of the details. I'm like, seriously, like some people just, I don't know. Like I'm watching a movie. I'm not sitting there studying every minute detail of the Batwing. I'm like, oh my God, that looks cool. It's a Batwing. I want it. I don't know. Is it just the Jazz Inc. collectors? I don't know. But we did get some pictures of the Julie Newmar Catwoman. And as I said, I think it looks really nice. I'm not sure what the deal is with this chair. I know that's an interesting thing to bring up. But Yoast did say the chair and how it needed to be painted, they think potentially might be challenging in mass production. So will it get done? Won't it get done? I'm not entirely sure. So we got some updated photos and I think it's looking really nice. I'm guessing they've gone with a seamless body as well, given the nature of the suit. I'm not really seeing any bunching in the elbows that are bent there. It looks really nice. Little gold cat statue and the gold phone, the cat phone. They're very cool. Shame my little Shuri's not here, but the hair looks nice. I think the hair looks pretty nice. We've got the mask there. She's got her gold chain. I think it's looking really good. And yeah, Pam Ford helped with this costume, which is cool. Pam's in quite a few of the collecting groups. She does a bit of custom outfit work, which is really cool. Because I do think it looks cool on the chair. And I think in particular with these accessories and then sometimes with displays, I think it is really nice to have an accessory like this because you can show the figures at different heights a bit more without having to use risers and things like that. So I think that's cool. And Carter Review says, prayers and positive thoughts, Collectors Unite will live on as long as at least one of you is still streaming. Well, I mean, I promised I'd keep Fridays alive, so I've been turning up for a year now, which is shocking to no one more than me. Because I was like, I'm not doing this every week, and now here I am every week streaming, so it is what it is. Sorry for the dumb question. What does multiple SKU numbers mean? Is it bad if there's a lot? Hi, King Dingaling. So the SKUs means that I'm pretty sure it's like variations of the figure. So if you think of something like the InArt Joker, like I think that had 4 SKUs because you had the single sculpted, the 2-pack sculpted, the single rooted, the 2-pack rooted, or maybe it was 5 because then you have the jail cell version. So I think it's like the different versions of the figure. So if you think of like the Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman, like I think that had 5. Did that have 5 SKUs? Because I can't remember, because then you have the option where you could get the diorama as well. So I think that's how I've always interpreted it to be. Denobi always says multiple SKUs means a figure will sit in stock. Is saying his name 3 times like saying Beetlejuice 3 times? I don't know. I better be careful there. But it is interesting because, again, with Jazz Inc., like we've seen with InArt over time, they're definitely offering less options. I do wonder if that's something that Jazz Inc. will do with time as well. I do not know. Do not know. But I think looks really nice. It looks like a nice figure. As I said, those cat accessories I think look really cool. The chair, I know it's an odd comment to keep making. I am interested to see if they do end up finding a way to make that or not. I can see people wanting that because some of these accessories, I don't know that they work without the chair, to be honest. I think we might be back to the beginning. Or maybe not. I think this looks really nice. As I said, the 66 line, it's not one that I'm collecting, but I know there's a lot of people out there that are fans. They have a lot of love for it. So it's cool that they're getting this opportunity to get these collectibles. And this is probably a character that a lot of people didn't think they were going to get. So I do think that looks cool with the cat phone there. It's a nice looking figure, as I said. SKU equals stock keeping unit. Really? I did not know that. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. It's back to me. Hello. So we're heading around the 2-hour mark and I still have a voice, which is amazing. But as I mentioned earlier, I'm streaming tomorrow with Costa. So if you haven't had enough of me, make sure you check out Two Greek Geeks tomorrow night, same time. Exactly the same time because it'll be my 10 o'clock on the Pop Culture Living Room channel. That'll be a lot of fun. And then I'm just finishing up my 2 store tours from my trip to Hong Kong. So on Sunday, I will be posting a tour of Secret Base and a tour of Powergate. So Powergate is the new retail store that opened in Hong Kong. I think it was in March of this year. That was cool to visit. I actually think it was probably a little bit bigger than Rebel Base and Echo Base. They had quite a few figures on display, which is cool. As I said, I was sick when I went. I did my best with the footage. Apologies for any janky bits. But if you're interested in seeing some footage from my Hong Kong trip, hopefully you'll check those 2 out. I will be back next week. I don't know if I might start a little bit later because we've got a basketball game to go to because I am a basketball fan. We don't often get them on a Friday night, but I'm hoping I'll be back for 10 o'clock. But if not, maybe it might be 10:15. But I will definitely be here next week. So make sure you tune in. And as I said, 2 Greek Geeks tomorrow on Pop Culture Living Room channel and Hong Kong videos coming up. So I'm hoping you'll give them a watch. I had a lot of fun trying to film them as best I could. I am not going to lie. The lighting in some of those Hot Toy stores and the cabinets is challenging. I did my best. I don't pretend that I'm a professional videographer, but I try to share what I see, and hopefully people will enjoy them. Dr. No says this Catwoman is awesome. Shame no unmasked sculpt. I feel they should release the first Catwoman before releasing any others. I mean, Dr. No, that's been my view. I had really hoped that the Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman would have been out or close to it before all these other figures went up for pre-order. So I feel like I kind of understand why the numbers for Penguin are significantly lower than the Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman. Because I know for me, I've got Catwoman on pre-order, but not Penguin, because I'm waiting to see what that Catwoman looks like. So if I get that in hand, or I start seeing people get that in hand, and I can get eyes on what a production figure looks like, and I'm happy with it, I'll probably pre-order that penguin. I'm not going to lie. If they're good, I'm interested in the mare penguin. But until I see a little bit more, I don't know that I want to put down another NRD, because the NRD for the penguin is a lot more than what the Catwoman was. And I don't like pre-ordering stuff and then not buying it. I don't know that I've ever done that. So, yeah, I think there's probably a lot of people in the same boat as me, because when like Jazz Inc. was talking pre-order numbers, I feel like they said the Catwoman was at 5,000 and the Penguin was at 700. So I have to think there's probably some people that just want the Catwoman, but I have to think there's a nice chunk of people that want to know what they're getting before they pre-order another figure. I know that's definitely how I feel. Dr. No says, thank you, Helen, for doing these streams. I appreciate them. Take care. You're welcome. Thank you for coming to hang out. I appreciate everyone who comes and watches live or the replay or your comments. Like, it's why I keep doing it. I have so much fun and I really enjoy hearing other people's views on things, because otherwise I am a collector in a bubble. Toy Collector says, fun stream. Look forward to the travel videos. Have a great weekend. Thank you. Hope you have a lovely weekend as well. Great stream, Helen. Can't wait to see your travels in Hong Kong. Have a great weekend, everyone. Thank you very much. Great stream, Helen. Thank you. You're welcome, Vita. Hope you have a lovely weekend. Great stream as usual. Akira hiding in the background. Hello. Lovely to see you. But guys, we've cracked 2 hours. Thank you for coming to hang out with me. I'll be back maybe a little bit later. Hopefully not. But Fridays, we're keeping them alive. I hope you have a lovely weekend and I will see you soon.